wow, this is a story that I grew up with, and I shouldn't be that surprised by it, and yet I'm crying when I read, these pages.
Hi, I'm Dave McCann on this amazing movie set in Morocco. AD, The Bible Continues, picks up right where the hit series The Bible left off, continuing the greatest story ever told. AD begins with the trial, crucifixion, and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Episode 1 is a reset, an emotional connection, and what a perfect evening. It wasn't made thinking Easter Sunday. We didn't know when it would go on, but what a perfect night of television to have AD begin on NBC.
We'll see the crucifixion on Easter Sunday. How hard was that segment to produce?
The crucifixion is always tough for crews, and this is something that I think affected the crew making it and will affect viewers watching it.
We knew that it would be an emotional experience for the actor, in particular for Juan Pablo, and so for that few days we flew in his mother to be there.
Prior to filming, Juan Pablo de Pache, the actor who plays Jesus, spent 3 days camping in the desert of Morocco to prepare mentally and spiritually for the role.
I don't think I was completely aware of the importance of that message until I played the part. To be able to put myself, even for, a second in his shoes, and to walk those steps and to be on that cross, it's just so moving. I felt it was kind of like a gift.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Your mom was brought in as a support during the crucifixion scenes.
Yeah.
What was that like, having her there?
It was intense. More than anything, I felt like for her, it was important and necessary. Like, she works with this imagery, she paints, religious content, she has paintings all over churches in Italy. She's very famous for that. So she deals with this every day, and to have her son play her favorite, character in her life, I thought that was important for her. And then having her there at the crucifixion, there's Greta Scacchi who's playing Mother Mary, but then on the side there's my mother watching as well. That was important for me too, because it just felt like, it felt more real.
It is finished.
Did your mom like the job you did?
Yes, she did.
Good.
And in the crucifixion, she's like, yeah, amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then months later, she said to me, well, I never told you, but I had to go to the hospital when I got back home in Italy. When I saw you die, I had a little bit of a heart problem. But she said, the moment you died on that cross, I didn't see my son die. I saw Jesus die. And that was moving to her in very many different ways. So I don't know, maybe it was the best compliment that I could have got.
Contrast the emotion of that scene with the emotion of, okay, now you're a resurrected being and you're back in glory, and then you appear to Mary.
I try to smile as much as I could, because I think it has to be that image of love, and openness. And so yeah, it wasn't as hard as the crucifixion to be resurrected.
What do you want the audience to take from this?
Obviously, Christian audiences will take, I guess, a new point of view. And for people who are not familiar with the stories, they will get, first-hand stories of the Bible.
It tells of the dangers, challenges, and triumphs of first century AD.
It is the most important role I've ever had, hands down. There's a lot of pressure, I think, for those of us that are portraying characters that are vital for people's religions.
I do feel lucky to be able to tell this story, and John in particular, he really is the truest believer.
For me to be a part of this, a production of this scale, this is all very new to me, because I've been doing Scandinavian television and film for the past 10 years.
Before my father died last year, he always wanted me to be involved in a Christian drama, as he was a church leader. It was like almost his vision coming true.
My character starts with those days of waiting, knowing, trusting that he will return, because he says he will.
Mary, he's alive.
What do you want the viewer to know about you and your story as you try to bring the story of Mary to life?
I want the viewer to know that Jesus saw women as fully human, as fully spiritually capable as men, and that he was very advanced in his thinking in that way.
Things that Pilate does in the show itself can be quite brutal, but you must remember what Roman justice was at the time.
I think with AD we can learn a lot about this period of time that is less talked about, it's less preached about.
Early on, Bible stories were a pillar of Hollywood entertainment. But as America grew more secular, religious films fell out of favor. But that trend seems to be changing again. Today, faith-based films are more popular than ever. Up next, the role the Bible series and AD have played in this resurgence.